So we went into the last corner on the last lap, and I knew I was in fourth. So my dad's like, "My dad going the last lap. All right, you're in fourth, but if you send that thing this last lap, I think you could catch third." So I was like, "All right, dude." I hit everything wide open.
Just go.
I was
for it.
bottoming the truck out everywhere. I was like, "All right, records are checkers."
Yeah, but that's
we go into the
tough race,
finish line
man.
corner, and I rotate, and Ryan's like trying to really hug the bottom. I'm like, "See ya," and I door him out of the way. and we got third. He came up to Troy at the end of the night. He's like, "Man, you're gonna let Cole drive your truck like that?" He's like, "I told Cole to total that thing if you don't win." So yeah.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces.
You guys, we are back to another episode of the Lambo Leroy Show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Legit, thank you guys. Like, this has been awesome. I think we're on episode like 16 or something like that.
Yeah.
And we're still rolling, so it's been a lot of fun. We've had a lot of great stories, a lot of great people on here, and we are adding one more great to the list. Today, we got my boy, Cole Mamer. He's a grown-ass man now. It's been
Trying to.
It's been a crazy deal watching him come through the ranks from Trophy Kart all the way up to where you are today, racing Pro 4 with your own team, running your own deal. Probably at the top, the pinnacle of the sport of short course racing. So it's been really cool to see. Sean raced short course. He raced Pro Buggy for
fun.
yeah. back in Core Days. Did you ever race Lucas?
Yes, for a little bit, but then that's when the Lucas Regional started trying to take over. It was just like a real weird time at that point, transition, and then I was kind of getting older and work kind of took over. There was recessions. I had a young son.
That four-letter word.
Yeah, right.
Insane.
There was it was certainly fun. It was some amazing memories, and I've always been jealous of people who can make a career out of it. So
and here we go.
Yeah, for real.
Now you have questions. You got
so
to answer.
What did I do wrong? And start from the beginning. And so how did you make this a career?
You started in buggy. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
That's where you went wrong. Buggy doors.
Right.
All right, yeah. Cole, give us the lowdown, man. Where did this start for you? You grew up farming.
Yep. No, heck, I all when I was younger, I worked for my grandpa and my dad. Truthfully, I drove big tractor all summer. If I went to school in Brawley, and he would pick me up. He'd be like, "All right, well, I need to work for a couple more hours. So you got to go get on the water truck, or you got to go get on this big tractor. We need to keep this going while I can't go home yet." So we started out in motocross. We did motocross for 3-4 years, and then it was funny. So the first short course race I've ever been to was in Chula Vista, court race.
Yeah.
Went there. We just got done Verona, won the race. We're like, "All right, well, we want to go watch short course." Well, I had my two motorcycles in the bed of the truck. The truck and the motorcycles got stolen.
What?
From Chula Vista?
From Chula Vista.
Holy smokes.
And we were like, "Man, what are we going to do?" We had a championship race the next weekend. We were like, So we ended up, we bought another motorcycle and we borrowed a truck and we went racing. But yeah, that was the first time I've ever experienced short course racing as my motorcycles got stolen. So I was like, that's meant to be.
Dude, it paved the way. It really paved the way for extreme highs and extreme lows all in one weekend. You have to start racing to learn that one.
Yeah, no, that's you got to be young and dumb to do that. So,
dude, that's crazy.
Yep.
Chula Vista was next level though too, right?
Yes, Chula Vista. From what I remember, I was pretty young at the time whenever that was all going on, but it was for sure an opening because we had people in the Imperial Valley. We're from a small town, and that were racing there in trophy carts. So we're like, we want to go watch. Once we went and watched, I was like, God, I want to do this.
Yeah.
And then my dad's like, "No, you gotta start going circle track. Like that's a little easier on the budget." And I was like, "All right." So that's where we did circle track for a couple years in a Minidorf at the Imperial Valley Fairgrounds and then Verona. That thing was absolutely wicked. It has like a little lawnmower motor in it. We sent it off to go have bigger pistons, rods,
of course,
everything.
Mamer deal.
It was you couldn't pull start it because it had too much compression, so we had to put an electric starter in the side of it just to crank it over. It was running on straight alcohol, nothing else. It was shooting blue flames just at idle. It was.
And how old are you at this time?
I don't know, 5 or 6.
Heck yeah.
Dude, so super young.
That is so rad.
So yeah, 6, 7.
And now everyone in that class is running the same kind of platform, right? There's like spec classes for the most part for
yeah,
that age.
yeah, but nobody likes a stock motor, so
Exactly. You always want to go faster, always going more.
Yep. So
And the whole time telling you, do not hit the brake, only pin it, go.
Yep. My dad would pull me out and grab me. He's like, "You're driving like a wuss," and no. And, you know, Brian knows my dad.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed. He's still pretty harsh. He's not gonna be like, "Oh, it's okay." He's gonna be like, "We're gonna load this thing up in the trailer and go home." That's the type of guy he was.
Nothing's changed.
No. So
he still drives like it was in Pro 4. He's like, "We're going home. We're not doing this anymore."
Right. Well, and I think any parent that is into that and puts their child into that racing all kind of comes from the same, all fell off the same tree or from that same root. All have that kind of embedded into that competitive nature, that everything, and like you want to do it, and it's like, well, if you want to do this, you better go out and do it, right? Because this is real money that we're spending. Go out there, go tear it up. Take your foot off that. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, son.
No, truthfully, I mean, I don't want nobody calling my dad after this for parent abuse, but yeah, no, for sure, it's about what it was. So
my son will probably call in and say the same thing. We raced go-karts since he was about 3.5, 4, so we went through all the stages of go-karts, and I mean, we have a lot of proud. I have a lot of proud moments, but there's a few moments where I look back going, "I'm a fucking dick." Like, wow.
And not to change now that we've been in Pro 4. It doesn't happen as often. Normally, it's like, why did you try to pull that off? I was like, I don't know. It just happened. I tried it.
He's just calmer now. He talks calmer now.
So yeah, he's got grandkids now, so he's slowed up a little bit.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Oh, Steve.
So now you went from the what would you call them? The
Mini-dwarfs?
midgets?
Mini
dwarfs. Okay, and so from there, what was your next step?
So we went to trophy carts. So we had a national race in Verona for the mini dwarfs. So my dad bet me. I had to start last, from what I remember. I had to start last, and he bet me, if you win this race, I'll buy you a trophy cart. I was like, all right, game on. We were in the lead by halfway and won the race.
Nice.
So he got out. He's like, I should have never bet you. We went into Junior 1 trophy cart after that. It was the year of me, Hager, Watson, Robin. It was a bunch of us Valley boys that were in it. That year was my rookie year. Me and Hager ended up winning every single race. Nobody beat us. It was either he won, I won, he won. It just went back and forth throughout the whole season. And after that, we went Junior 1 racing for the year, and I was like, all right, this is cool enough. I want to go faster. I see the mod carts and those things. So we started building a Junior 2, which is like a 15, 16 horsepower trophy cart instead of 5 or 6.
And those are also gas-powered engines, but where do those come from? Like Briggs & Stratton?
Yeah, so the Junior 2s were Honda engine with electric start, and then the Junior 1s were Subaru engines.
Oh.
So they're smaller engines. They're all spec'd.
Yep.
There's a significant difference in speed from a Junior 1 to a Junior 2 also.
Yes.
On a Junior 2, you actually are kind of throwing them into the turns. It's got some power to kind of get out. You can get upset through some whoop sections. For the Junior 1, it's more of like just
hold it wide open.
Exactly. Just teach you how to go around.
But it's incredible that they did, like, these trophy car classes were incredible because it's great stepping stones. Like, it wasn't even big steppings. It was small steps all the way up. But, I mean, from the Junior 1 to mod cart, that's a big jump.
Yep. So, and that's what we built, a brand new Junior 2. Brand new. We took it to the desert. Actually, Cameron Anderson, when Full Tilt Trophy Carts was full board and trophy carts at the time, we were the first person to actually build a trophy cart with Cameron.
Nice.
We were the first mod cart. So he built us this Junior 2. We went to the desert, and I believe it was Mitchell DeYoung or Guthrie out there with us.
Yeah.
And drove the Junior 2 for 10 minutes. I was like, oh, this is awesome. So Cameron's like, all right, well, get in the mod cart. I was like, my dad's like, no. Cameron's like, get in the mod cart, Cole. So jumped in it, and golly, I fell in love. I was trying to do doubles first 20 minutes. Like, we were pushing it, and I got out, and I was like, Dad, can we sell the Junior 2 and finish the mod cart? Because we started building one. We were going to take a year and a half to build it because, they're expensive.
Yeah, take your time on it.
And I was like, Dad, can we sell the Junior 2 and, build a mod cart? Like, this is way funner.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to do it. And then I talked to Cameron out there. I was like, come on, Cameron, talk my head into
convince him into
finishing doing it. So we did it, and we built a brand new mod cart first year out.
Insane.
And it was...
All right, so for people that don't know what a mod cart is, give them a quick rundown because they're wild.
They're insane.
Mod carts are hands down probably the funnest vehicle I've ever seen. The West Coast mod carts are legit. So it's a 450 quad engine in it. It's got a full floating 4-link rear end, all the A-arms up front, good travel. Like the thing does 85, 90 on some of the tracks.
And you have to shift it the whole time too, clutch and shift everything.
Yep. So, and that's what I think it's what's really created really good drivers in short course. Because you look at it, the period of mod cart whenever I was in it, there was 13 people that could win at any given moment. It was me, Creed, Brooks, Andersons, Bradley Morris, like all these guys. There was 10 of us. Harlan, Hoffman, that could win. It was like there. I have a photo I saw the other day on my phone. The top 12 were within a half a second on qualifying time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I think mod carts are hands down.
And
the
how
best
old were you guys
thing
at
to
this
get
time?
into. Oh, I was like 10.
That's what I'm saying. That's what's crazy.
9 or 10.
That was the crazy part. Like you would go short course back in the day. It used to be huge here. So many people, and there were, obviously the big show was Pro 2, Pro 4, but you would go watch these kids in these pro mods. They were so fast, almost literally wheeling out of the turns, and they're banging gears. I mean, and then you sit there and go, "That is so wild." And then you see a kid, this tall, get out of it, going,
like, "What?
Holy smokes, man!"
So funny story. So I was at Victorville a couple weekends ago racing with Troy Cox, and I was like, I want to go watch mod car race. I haven't seen the West Coast mod carts in a little bit. So I went and watched. I'm like, these things are rad. They're flying. Like they're still just as cool from when I was little.
Yeah.
Like I would, if I could fit, I would probably try to drive one again. And then I had a guy text me, right after the Victorville race. He's like, hey, is this actually Cole He DM'd me. I was like, yeah. I'm like, what's up? He's like, well, did you watch the last mod cart race? I was like, yeah. He's like, that's your old trophy cart that won.
No
I was
way.
like, no kidding. So my last year I had a full ride from trophy cart themselves. And they built me a brand new car. We raced 1 year. We won, I think, 5 races in it.
Wow.
In a year. We got, disqualified once for fuel that got contaminated.
That was insane.
Before the race even happened. It was unleaded fuel. We just got the tanks mixed up, and they won't let us race.
Shoot.
And so he texted me, like, yeah, my son just won. It's our first race that he won in the car. I'm like, it's just cool to see that back then technology was so advanced in mod carts that they're still winning today.
Yeah.
I haven't been in a mod cart in 6 years. This is the last time I think 6, 7 years I was in that car, and it just won the most recent race.
That's really
When was the last time you drove one? You said 6, 7 years ago?
6, 7 years ago.
I mean, how do you compare? I mean, because they're sketch, right? They're sketch to drive. They're fast. They're small. They're
On two wheels
They're
all the time.
overpowered,
Yeah.
and essentially they are a smaller version of a Pro 2. I mean, do you think the feeling from, like, let's say that kid let's say he came straight out of that mod car, went straight to a Pro 2. Do you think the feeling is similar?
So I think it's hard to go from the mod cart to the Pro 2. I truly think mod cart to Pro Light's the best scenario because they're both narrow wheelbase. They're both, they're not as wide, so they're both tippy. And I think that's the reason why you see that year of those couple 4 or 5 years of generation, whenever it was us, Creeds, Brooks, all of us boys in, Pro Light.
Yeah.
It was all of us trophy cart kids winning races.
Yeah.
Deegan was like one of the last ones in it right there with us.
Yeah.
And it was, I think mod carts is what set everybody up for Pro Light. Because I truthfully still believe I've drove all 3 classes now. I've drove Troy Cox's Pro 2 quite a bit. I've drove Trey Gibbs' newest Pro Light that we just got done with or did last year. And heck, I still say Pro Light's one of the sketchiest things I've ever drove in my life.
Really?
But it's
you
fun.
get beat up in it because you only have about 12 inches of suspension.
Yeah, I think it's 14 in the rear. I think it's 10 in the front.
Yeah.
And does it have enough power to pull out of sketchy situations?
Oh yeah, no, it's got too
So
much.
it's got too much
Yeah.
power.
Oh, really?
That's what
Okay.
puts you in those
Awesome.
situations.
That's what's cool. It gets you in horrible situations. So,
But it is also epic. It's a great way to
Yes.
learn, though, too. You figure that class out. It's a
Yes.
driving class, though.
yes, and I get in the Pro 2. So perfect example. We stuck Trey in Troy Cox's backup truck at Victorville. I was like, "Come on, Trey." I'm like, "Just get in
awesome.
it." No, I don't want to drive it. I don't want to wreck it. No. I was like, "Troy," Troy wants you to drive it. I'm like, "Just get in it." I was like, "I'm getting in his current truck." I was like, "Just get in it and go burn some laps." I've already drove it once.
Yeah.
And he came out. Golly, this thing's so easy to drive. They're like, the best way to say it is the Pro 2 is more of driving a boat.
Really?
It's got more suspension. It's got horsepower that's compatible with the suspension. I think they're making
So just more
750.
predictable.
Yes, you really know what it's going to do every time. They don't get up on the bike anymore.
Mm-hmm.
All these newer trucks are nice to where they're easier to drive.
Well, they're built correctly.
Yep. And Trey kept pressing the throttle pedal. He's like, man, dude, the throttle just keeps going in this thing. I was wondering when it would end. Like, he was just stoked, you know. And he's like, man, can we sell the Pro Light? And his dad's like, no.
We're not getting out Pro Light yet.
So as a father, I'm curious, like, you know, going through all of this, like, what are some of your greatest like takeaways or memories from like the past that have like kind of really stick out that, like, you know, when you're older, you're gonna sit back and go, wow, that was awesome. Like, is it the friends or the competition? I mean, I'm sure it's all of the above, but like, what are some like those big moments or those?
Man, truthfully, it's spending time with my dad. You know, I work every day in the shop with my dad. When we're out west, he doesn't get to stay with me back east, but all those memories he's never missed one of my races. He's been to every single one of them, and we've won some of the biggest races. You know, we won the World Championships in Pro Light. We won the last Challenge Cup that Lucas Oil had in the Pro Light, and we've been on the podium in the World Cup in Pro 4 2 times now.
Insane.
And heck, just truthfully sharing those moments with the guys that I've created around me. You know, my team, the guys that have been with me for 4 or 5 years, and I talk to them at the end of every year. You know, I was like, do you guys plan on staying with me, sticking through me? They're like, dude, we don't want to leave. They're like, this is like family to us. You know, we've all created such a relationship. They all came on whenever I was at my lowest and of my Pro Light career at the time. Whenever we first got started, I was in the ground. I was getting my feet drug in the dirt, and I hired all these guys because somebody told me, you know, hire guys that go to war for you. So I hired all the guys that I have now.
Thank you, man.
It's I wouldn't want to mess with our team because we got some big dudes, but it's spending time with our race family because truthfully we spend more time with them than we do our actual family. So they end up being closer to you than some of your real family. So
dude,
that's the biggest
it's cool,
experience.
man. Like going to the Mamer pit is different than going to anyone else's pit. It's such a family environment there. Like you feel at home when you're over there. It's always great cooking. It's always good times. Like, it's always good vibes there. There's never like, it doesn't matter if he hits a tire.
Why you gotta throw that? Why you gotta throw that one in his truck?
You come back and they're not pissed. Everyone's like, oh,
no,
dude,
that's not true. I was pretty pissed.
Okay, listen, but it's not bad. You're mad, but it's not bad vibes.
Yeah.
Dude, like if someone breaks and goes back to the pit, usually everything's pissed and no one's talking to each other. Like, there's still good vibes, dude. Like, it's always good vibes in the Mamer pit, which is what I love about.
Well, that's cool because you just chalk it up as a racing incident. Yeah. This is racing. Okay, guys, we knew we were going to have roadblocks, so here's one we're going to jump over right now, and let's get it and get back out there.
Yeah. And so, you know, especially in Pro 4. Pro 4 has taught me the most I've learned the most this last year than I've ever had in my racing career. And heck, we've done it for a long time. And it's taught me a lot of patience. It's taught me probably a couple cuss words I didn't know about for racing Pro 4. But you know what? Heck, at the end of the day, I got a lot of good guys behind me. You know, like Troy Cox and my dad and everybody else, Falcons. Like all of my boys that are behind me. It's created us to what we are today. Because as Bryant knows, we were one of the smallest teams in short course. We were always parked in the back with our easy ups. Like we only had a 32-foot enclosed trailer at the time. And that's how we started. I remember my roots 100%. Well, now, heck, we're one of the biggest teams in short course. We got one truck in every pro class. Wow. We're winning races in all of them right now. So I got to cure that in the Pro 4 side of things. But that's going to be next year.
But, dude, last year was your first full year in Pro 4, right?
Yes.
So, dude, it was your first year. It was your rookie year. Yep. And you came out swinging multiple times. You got on the podium, what?
Once. We got once in Lena. And we led half of them. You know, like I
that was always it,
I'm frustrated at the end result at the end of the year. You know, if you look at the stats, you're like, all right, I struggled for sure. But if you look at the big picture, we led ERX until we broke a CV. Yeah. We led Crandon until I landed on a rock and exploded the tire. We were in second at Crandon until I blew up another front diff. Yeah. We were leading Lena until I hurt a lower A-arm. Like we were leading all these races, and I just couldn't seal the deal.
That is literally the worst. I mean, those are the ultimate lows of racing. It is so. Yep. It's so brutal.
Because you're at the high, and then
it really is. I mean, racing is just so full of highs and lows, and that's.
Oh yeah.
I think that's like what probably teaches you how to be resilient too, and that's going to make you successful in anything that you do is being able to take the highs and lows. But I mean, leading races like that, the thing is nobody sees it. Nobody talks about it. The only thing they know is that you didn't finish.
Yeah,
you're like,
it drives me nuts.
You're like, oh my gosh. And so then,
come on.
Yeah.
And then the worst part is like, you're like, you leave like kind of like on a negative note, but then like instantly you flip it to positive, like we're going to do this, we're going to fix it. And you go back to that next race, pumped, so excited, and then boom again. It's like people like it's so frustrating, and these racers they just keep going, they keep doing it, digging in, and
a lot of that's to do with your crew. You know, like Crandon this last year, we were running second right behind CJ, and we were starting to run them down. I started to get more comfortable in it, and we exploded the front diff. Everything inside of it absolutely disintegrated. Worst we've ever broke one. And it's not like we don't get the parts checked. They get pulled out every weekend, mag check, new gear, like everything gets legit. And I was bummed because we were running second. We had one of the fastest laps of the race. Every lap we were getting faster, and we were, running with the top guys. And I came back into the pit, pissed off as I should. And all my guys, they told me, like, Cole, go in the trailer and cool off. We got this. So I walk out, the front diff's out of it, the rear radiator's out of it because it sprung a leak. Like, we're changing all the front arms because one of them was bent. Mm-hmm. We're changing everything. And it was just cool to see, like, my team told me to step back, and they handled it.
Yeah.
They want to win just as bad as I want to win.
And then they're like, all right, here's your steering wheel. Go
get
them, dude.
So we didn't even end up making the race. We were so bummed because the front diff spare that we had, something got changed and we couldn't get it to fit. So, but we worked all the way up until 30 minutes before the main event. The crew was absolutely thrashing. Gibbs' crew came over, started helping. Troy's truck got done, so his crew came over, started helping. Heck, we had probably 20 guys on the truck at one time trying to get everything done. And when you open your eyes at that point, you're like, all right, it makes a bad day good at the end of the day.
Well, when you're competitors who you see every weekend, and when you're on the track, you forget that you're friends and everything, and you go race. But when that checkered flag is thrown, everyone is there and wants everyone to race.
I mean, you want the best competition out there, man. You want
and
to be able to beat the best.
And a majority of the people, that's exactly what they want. They're like, they want to beat you on the track.
And truly, Kyle LeDuc came around a whole bunch this year, and I told Kyle, I was like, I really want to beat you. You're the one guy I strive to beat. Like, I know you're going to be probably the fastest every time we go out there. I strive every time to go out there to beat you. Drive just as crazy as you can. Like, I'm probably the one guy that's nutty enough like you to do it. I was like, everybody says I drove a Pro Light, like how you drove a Pro 4. So I was like, I want to do it. So. And he came around, like, whenever we were having a bunch of the chassis failures and stuff at the beginning of the year, he was always the first one at the pit. Wow. First one there to, help me out. And he even told me, he's like, I don't do this for everybody. So I was like, oh, that's scary. And
like, why are you doing it for me?
So, and Kyle said, he's like, we're a good driver. He sees that we're a small team. And he realizes, like he said, where he started, with his dad in the shop. And he did the same jump I did from Pro Light to Pro 4 because, I didn't want to drive a Pro 2. And it was cool to see him kind of step up and help me, through ERX, through Lena and Bark River with anything that we absolutely needed. Him and Trad, they both came over and gave us actually a lot of advice on structure and just they taught me a lot. I'm young. I can keep my ears open. If I'm the smartest guy in the room, I'm in the wrong room. So
honestly, I look at that all the time, man.
I gotta learn from their mistakes. If they will,
you might be in the wrong room right now.
No, Walker's over there. Sit down.
Oh, okay, yeah. True.
That's harsh. You grew up in a small town. I've seen a lot of these kids kind of come and go through the industry of, hey, we'll race, and then they're like gone. They race and they're gone. You have turned this into a career, but not only for yourself, you being able to now prep vehicles for people, build race trucks for people. In the off season, I see you building Can-Ams and you're doing pre-runners and you're doing luxury pre-runners and modifying that. Give us a lowdown from when you made that jump. I know you built that shop a couple of years ago, and now you're just straight hustling.
Man, truthfully, I think it was 3 years ago. We were still doing everything in the garage. We had a little, what was one car garage. So if you see photos on like my social media, you'll see me prepping Troy's Pro 2. Whatever truck was in the worst shape was in the garage, and then there was one truck outside under 2 Easy Ups. My mom hated me, and we just made it happen. We took on Troy's truck, and me and my dad, we always dreamed of building a shop in the backyard. We didn't want to shop somewhere else away from the house because then you're never home. Truthfully,
it's easier.
It's every man's dream right there.
And we knew how much we work. We get in trouble for working too much at home. So we knew if it was somewhere else, man, we would never be home. Yeah. It would be bad news bears, and we wanted it at the house, and that's what we did. We do so much work on Can-Ams, Razors, big pre-runner cars, everything now. So I don't know how to say no on some things.
Yeah.
And
That's all our problems sometimes.
catches up with us sometimes.
It always
but,
does.
The podcast.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, I don't take it back. You know, every job's a learning experience for sure. But the biggest thing is I want to be like a high-end guy. You know, I don't want to do the mediocre jobs, or I want to do nice quality work. And where we live in the valley, you know, there's a lot of people that do a lot of side-by-side work, off-road car work, but I want to be a staple of, I want to build the nicest cars. I want to do the nicest work. We may not always be the nicest, but you know what? We're going to give it our all and do our best.
Yeah.
So I want to create people that want to do work with me through that standpoint. You know, I don't want to go cut corners. Like if I do something, I either want to do it all or I don't want to do it at all, you know.
Yeah.
And I truthfully think that's what's made us into that scenario is we don't cut corners. You know, even when we first started doing Troy Cox's truck, I was like, hey, dude, I'm like, this is a little pricey. I was like, but it's going to pay for itself in the long run whenever you're not rebuilding parts all the time.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I sure hope so. And now it's like, he's like, why are you even calling me? Just do
Just
it.
do it.
He's like, I trust
that's
you
the thing.
now.
You build that
So,
trust with your
yep.
clients, man.
So, and truthfully, I think that's 90% of business is trusting one another. I think he should be able to trust me. Big wad of cash, drive across the country, go pick something out for him in one of his trucks and drive back, you know?
Yeah.
And I think there's probably only a handful of people that everybody knows that can trust to do that. And I want to be one of those guys or one of those companies that can do that. So
How old are you now?
23.
It's crazy, man. It's incredible. 23 years old.
It's rad.
Yeah.
So it's
very
I was
rare.
not doing this at 23. My mindset was way different at 23.
I don't have a choice if I want to make it happen. So
Yeah,
that's rad.
You're so motivated, which is incredible. So you're prepping how many trucks now?
2 other customers.
Two
trucks.
trucks.
Yeah,
then
and
so
my
you're doing
own.
you're doing the Pro
So
Light,
3.
Pro 2, Pro 4.
1 truck in every pro class.
I mean,
And
it's
then-
hard enough to prep
One.
yours between the races.
His comes last.
Yeah.
right?
No, not necessarily. So this last year, there was one time where it came last,
Yeah.
and I won't ever do that again.
Yeah.
But I took on another job that I should have done, and it worked
Again,
out.
one of those
not saying no. I was trying to be
Yeah.
a nice guy, and it got me. And you know what? I'm super lucky with the customers that I have. With Troy and Trey, I have a meeting with Big Trey, and he was like, hey, you know what? Well, how about you use our guys on Trey's truck, you know, and you oversee it, and we want to just run your setups, your program, but teach our guys, you know, lead our guys. I was like, okay. I'm like, you know, if that
works out well.
really helps me out a bunch because,
Yeah.
you know, it's me and 2 other guys that prep all 3 trucks.
Jeez,
And I'm bouncing around because I'm the only one that does all the fab and TIG welding. And I have one guy that could have done fab, but I was too picky.
Yeah.
And
Which is a good thing, though.
yeah. So Big Trey sat me down, and he's like, hey, like, I see you're tired. Goes going to ERX. I think I was up for, 3-4 days almost straight. Slept like 8 hours in 4 days. I was beat.
Yeah.
And Pro 4 was just killing me. And I got to the racetrack. I wasn't late. I was the day before practice, so it wasn't late.
You were still
But
there.
I was still there before dark.
Yeah.
And my crew got there, and they're like, Cole, go to sleep. I was like, no. I was like, we have to set up. I was like, I still got to mount a body on the Pro 4. They're like, Cole, go to sleep. We'll handle it. So I went to sleep, woke up the next morning. Body was on the Pro 4. His pit was all set up. It was cool. But I think that's what's really separated me from, other teams is I have the involvement from the other teams. It's not so much a one-way deal to where at the end of the weekend
doing
they're like, all right, Cole,
everything.
you can go figure out.
Yeah.
I got the guys and the teams behind me to where what do we got to do to learn? What do we got to do
That's
to be
awesome, though.
faster? And I think that's what separated us from winning in these other classes. Troy got his first win. Trey got 3 wins this last season.
Yeah.
In his rookie
He was
year,
killing
almost
in
won
the
a
Pro Light. Yeah,
championship.
almost got the championship,
Wow.
man.
So I think that's what really separates us between the other teams that are out there doing it. The involvement that we have, and every guy on our team wants to win, and none of us are going to stop until that happens.
Yeah.
And so you obviously do all your racing back east now,
Yep.
or Midwest, we'll call it.
Yep.
So, I mean, you're traveling back and forth between every race.
No, so I actually I've gotten tight with the Connor family in Leona, and weirdest part, so I rented this first shop. The first year we went back there, I saw it on Airbnb or VRBO, one of the two.
Yeah.
And I started calling everybody to see if they had like a big garage, because it was only going to be me and Troy's Pro 2 the first year. So like I could do everything out of the garage, And
Like, do you mind the smell of gear oil also?
so I actually getting in tight with a person that owns a whole farm that has a shop and everything.
Oh, wow.
And they're like, yeah, we have a house on the property, shop. Like, you guys are more than welcome to park the rigs here. And heck, truthfully, it's kind of turned into like a family friend type deal. The farm manager there, KJ, heck, I've been super good friends with him. I bet we talk once, twice a week or something.
Rad.
And it's turned into this a family aspect, you
So
know.
awesome.
I know I have the shop there. We park all of our rigs, even though it's probably too many that they might not like, especially with Gibbs trucks now. And it's cool. Yep, we've created something. I'm 10 minutes away from Crandon. It's like a small town environment, like where I'm from, so it makes it feel like home. And I have a house around the shop that I've been there for 2 years now. So
Yeah.
So you legit live there 5 months out of the year or whatever.
Yep.
So you go up June 1st?
So we plan this year. We'll plan on it. Didn't have. We wanted to do it last year, but the Pro 4 wasn't done.
Yeah.
This year we plan on going up May 1st.
Cool.
And we won't come back until the end of September.
Insane, man.
So I won't come back because
Yeah.
I don't want to buy flight tickets. And
Yeah. No, it's a lot of money. man.
Yeah, it is.
It's expensive. Takes away from your budget. And
Yep. So and sure, I like Wisconsin. It's
It is
too
beautiful.
cold back there right now. I don't
Yeah.
ever want to be back there in the winter.
no. But I'll tell you what, from June or May
Oh, it's
through is
beautiful. You
amazing.
can't beat
I know,
it.
you can't
Well,
beat
and we talk about SoCal weather being awesome down here. Your weather down there in El Centro is the most awesome SoCal weather there is. It's always so perfect.
You want to come down in July or August?
No, not that. So I'm talking about during the winter.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Come on.
No.
I'll just say, wait, it's like
we're going to have a
116, one. Yeah, exactly. We're in house where the water is in that time.
So you grew up racing here through the Lucas Oil, everything.
Yep.
We have the gas series stuff going on. What would it take for you? Like, what would be like the ultimate track for you to get you to start racing back here again?
Man, truthfully, it's tough. I would love to race in Utah or Chandler.
Yeah.
I don't have any want or need to, come back to Glen Helen, even though I hold the track record in Pro Light there, and we won most races there in Pro Light. It's like my track, I really like it. I'm good there. But I don't see it growing or causing the sport to be bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I think the eyes need to be opened a lot more.
Like the
different
Coliseum.
Areas. Yes. So, and truthfully, we should go be back racing in Lake Elsinore. I would love to race that track again.
Minus the mud. That stuff's always a pain in the ass.
Yeah, that sucks. But you don't look at the bad side of things.
And look at the big jumps they had and all the cool.
wise for his age.
The step up and the giant jump in the middle.
Cool.
And it was cool.
It was
a
hands
cool
down
track.
the funnest track I've ever drove on in a Pro Light.
And they sold the place out every time.
Yep. And ever since that track's left, short course, in my opinion, in Southern California, has plummeted.
Yeah, I feel like they too.
It's growing in the Midwest. Don't get me wrong. It's growing rapidly. It's
Really?
getting huge. Yep. Mid-America's coming back in. I'm stoked to see
awesome,
them
man.
going there. I see that they just announced a truck series. So
Yeah, they're doing 5 races?
Yeah, 4 races.
4 races next year, yeah.
So I'm kind of
Wow.
hoping to see what they release. If it's some big money purses, maybe we could go off of planning to win.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
maybe it'll be like it was when Core, because Core wasn't like the short course, really. It
Yep.
was still back east, and it was growing, and it
Yep.
came to the west.
Yeah.
Maybe you just
Soda.
got to hit the reset button,
Yep.
do it again, get strong,
Yep.
and then it'll come back.
Yeah.
And I really think it will. Lee's a really good guy, and I think he's a great leader when it comes to the gas series. He's got a right mind. He was there when Lucas Oil was at their highest.
Yeah.
He knows what it takes at the end of the day. And for him going to Prim this next year, that's going to be cool. 'Cause that's like a legendary track for
It's
short
cool that
course.
they're going back to Prim, yeah.
And King of the Hammers is going to be rad.
I'm excited to see what they do
I'm
there,
Wait,
man.
they're doing a short course race at King of the
Yeah,
Hammers?
that's their first race of the year
No
for gas.
way.
Yeah.
So
That could be cool because you got the spectators, you have
Yep.
everything.
Everyone there.
Like,
you're already spending the money to be there. The way
Yeah.
I look at it. And like I was talking to Lee, I was like, this next year, I was like, I know this year there's no big budget for like Pro 4s to come out. Because truthfully, Pro 4s are like, that's when everybody left their pit to go watch. Because
yeah.
Pro
That was
4s,
the pinnacle, man.
when there was 15 trucks, there's nothing that beat
It's
Pro 4s
nothing.
just throwing down.
It's sick.
nothing.
And I could told Lee, I was like, a lot of these guys that race Pro 4 race UTVs as well. I was like, we need to find a purse money for Pro 4s to be out there in 2024. I was like, because the Greaves boys, they race, UTVs
That's true,
already
yeah.
there. Kyle Chaney's already there. I know Jimmy Henderson will come.
Yeah.
Kyle
Henderson.
LeDuc, if you announce a purse, he'll show up.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we got to figure out something, for the following year to try to grow and get Pro 4s back out here because that's what I truthfully think really creates the hype. Whenever the Pro 4s left the West Coast, that's when it really started struggling.
You guys we need to take him out to Glamis and do that Red Bull Sand Scramble with them.
With Pro 4s, it's so insane, dude.
I know.
So
the roost
insane.
would be gnarly though.
Dude, but dude, those videos when the Dooney videos when Kyle's hucking it, like, come on, man, it's so dope, dude.
Yeah.
Or when RJ took his Pro 4 out there, like,
You just see him come off and they're just revving,
dude.
like just the airtime. Like, damn.
It's wild. I want to. When everything's figured out in the Pro 4, I want to take it out there and show
Well,
it.
you live so close to Glamis. Have you ever taken any of your race trucks out there?
No.
Well, because you're like, I just built this
Destroys
whole
it,
thing,
too.
did it all. Like, I
Yeah.
can't go play with it.
Yeah, well, my problem, I know I'll talk myself into doing that double.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
see if
true.
I think I can clear it. So I'm like, my dad's like, no. So when the Pro 4 is in good shape, we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
But until then, we'll
Don't
figure it
destroy
out.
your race car.
Yeah.
That's
So,
the hard part,
but
man.
no, those Dooney's videos were rad.
It was
You
cool.
see Kyle doing a big double in the Pro
I know.
4. It's cool. You know, it's something different.
It was a big booter, dude.
Yep.
So big.
So-
It was a really big booter.
I want
Right.
to do something out there again. So, 'cause I think it should, to kind of showcase what we can do in a Pro 4
Absolutely.
and short course and get the hype,
Yep.
back over here on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Because it needs to be here. It
Yeah.
Well,
needs-
so now everyone says, like, everyone thinks about racing during the season. It's busy.
Mm-hmm.
Then they think off season, you just get a big giant vacation,
yeah.
right? I mean, what is the off season for you guys? I mean, you're probably almost sometimes more busy than the off season.
So
right?
I'm still working 7 days a week, 14 to 16 hours a day. I wake
Mm-hmm.
up every morning at 6 a.m. I don't go to bed normally until 10, 11 o'clock at night. I work in the shop 7 days a week. It's rare if I ever take a day off.
Yeah.
And truth, it's just what it takes. We're busy, just as busy, if not busier, in the off season than what we are during the race season. Because the race season, you have a day where you're tired, so you take like a half day off and
Yeah.
rest. Or in the off season, heck, we're so planning on. We're like, oh, race season's gonna be here. It's gonna be here, and next thing you know, it's here, and you're like, I still got parts to build and gotta
Right.
do all this stuff. So
Well,
truthfully,
then the holidays don't help either.
no,
You can never
no,
get parts, people to work,
Nope.
you know.
no, and
Everything
everything.
worked in the holidays?
Says the video guy.
I know.
So it's busier. I mean, we got big things in the mix this off season that I can't wait to announce. So it's gonna
big
be
things.
So who are your
Huh?
sponsors?
Falcon tires, Supreme suspensions, Bilstein shocks, Sparco, Rod and Supply, my cousin's hay and harvesting, KC Welding, local welding and water jet shop where we
Wow.
live. We got a good group of handful of guys that have been with me for probably 5 years now.
Sweet.
So
Didn't you have a mustard company last year, too?
yes, Mustard Girl.
Dude, that's
Yep,
awesome,
so it was
man.
it was a local mustard company in Wisconsin, and they're
So
related.
rad.
They're related to the Connor family, to where the ranch I stayed at.
Nice.
And she wanted to be a part of the truck, so I was like, all right, I'm like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Like, most of our races were in Wisconsin this last year. I was like, it makes the most sense to. I'm like, we have 4 of the races
Yeah.
here in Wisconsin. I was like, let's do something.
Local stuff.
So it
So
just
smart,
worked out.
man.
That she came on about Lena ERX time, and it was cool. To bring on, that's the hardest part that people don't look at is us West Coast racers. When we travel to go out there and live, it's hard for us to get in with like those local sponsors.
For sure, because
Yeah.
you're not a local.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't know them.
Yeah.
Not the businesses that you've dealt with since you were a kid.
Yeah.
That was the hardest part for me about going back there is I had people here in Southern California that be like, all right, yeah, you're racing here, let's do it, you
Yeah.
know, or let's
Yeah.
do a one-time sponsor for this. You'd be like, all right, sweet, So it made like going to Glen Helen worth it or
Because
Elsinore worth it.
they would sponsor the
Yes.
actual Glen Helen race. Yeah.
And it's hard going back to because heck, we don't have that as easily.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got to bring
Your
in
local guys here can't just go to Glen Helen
exactly
real quick or
Yes,
whatever.
Yes.
So how did you do it? How did you overcome that?
Which one?
Like getting those sponsors and getting the local sponsors.
Back in Wisconsin?
Yeah.
So I'm a pretty social guy, I'm the guy that like
Yeah.
like if you go to the bar and I see somebody, I'm like, I'm gonna go talk to them,
Yeah.
just get around, talk.
Yeah.
And I think talking is what creates 90% of the options that you never take.
Always,
You
man.
never know who you're gonna sit next to or talk to, and truthfully, I love meeting new people. I'm a super social guy,
Yeah.
and as Brian knows, I could probably talk anybody's ear off.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I live by that, man. You never know who you're standing next
Yep.
to. So always treat them with respect.
Yep.
Always be friendly to them. always, it's just always about that. So you never know who's next to you.
Well, and the guy next to you always probably has an interesting story you haven't heard
Yes.
before.
Exactly,
and you learn something. Like, I mean, there's, billions of ways to make a living and make money in this world, and everyone's done it somehow. And like, it's interesting to hear people how they do it, and like yourself, and like that's why this podcast is rad.
It's cool to hear everyone's stories and how they really made it.
Yep.
You got that Falcon sponsorship 4 years ago, 5 years ago?
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yep.
In Pro Light.
Yes.
How did that come about?
So it's a funny story. We're actually we just built new trucks, started that season, so we raced the whole season before, and we struggled. We cut the back end of the truck off. We didn't like it, so we changed it, and we won one of the last races of the year, so we had good hype. And then I lost almost all my sponsorship and from other companies, and I was struggling. I was
like, how are we gonna do this?
The truck was parked in the trailer for 5 months.
Wow.
Didn't get it out. I think it was
all of off season. Was just
all
in the trailer
because I didn't have the money.
Yeah.
And it was one of those deals where, like, all right, I'm gonna have to go be a farmer. and we were busy with the side-by-side deal, so I was working on a bunch of UTVs, just trying to generate money to make 1 or 2 races a year. And we were just going to try to do that, go win them, go test, and pursue those couple races to try to help out the following year. And then Robert Wilson called me and was like, hey, I kind of have Falcon Tires interested. They're looking for somebody. Would you be interested? I was like, yeah. I'm like, I want to race. I just don't have, the deal for next year. So I got on a conference call with, it was Brandon at the time at Falcon. And he's like, well, why don't you come up here and we talk? So we went to the local BJ's restaurant. It's right up the street.
Nice.
And we sat there. I talked to Jonathan and Brandon, and we ended up just growing a good relationship. And I shot him low offer because, I wanted to race.
Get in with him,
I was young, and all I want to do is race off-road trucks. So as soon as I said, yeah, I was like, I told my dad, I was like, hey, we got to unload that Pro Light. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, just got a sponsor, so we should probably prep that thing. And the race is like in 1 month. He's like, you did what? I was like, yeah.
He's like, I'm proud of you, but God damn it, Cole.
He was just playing out the whole month. I was gonna be relaxing.
Yeah.
Maybe go watch the race.
Yeah.
This
is the first time 10 years we going to the race. Like,
yeah. My dad's like, sweet, But at the end of the day, he was stoked.
For sure,
to bring on our first big corporate company along those lines.
It's massive.
And it was cool. I was the first one to win their first short course race with them in their colors. And it was something special.
So iconic, man, those color scheme is so iconic.
They stick out like a sore thumb, especially
they really
officials.
do. For a long time, I was like, I don't know if I like them. But then, they really grew on me because every drift car has them. Matt Field has them. You have them. Odie Bocci, and it's like all the road course race, they all have the same wrap, which is so rad, man. I think.
And it stands out.
It definitely stands out.
Everything works.
Everything
works great until the race officials see it.
Yeah, they know it's you.
They really know it's you.
Yeah, they know it's you for sure. But that's not a bad thing, man.
No.
It's, they've done a great job with their marketing and bringing people like you on is a big deal for them, and which is super important.
And we were one of the small teams. Whenever they first came on, we were still doing everything with easy ups and. I got my first.
It's cool that they supported that, man.
Yeah, I think go straight to the top, try to get the big guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, they probably knew you were going to work for it.
Yep.
But that's a big deal for sure. Is you working for it, you being a genuine person, and you've built that relationship with them for 5 years. That's massive.
Yep. It's been a long time. Hey, you see a lot of drivers, where sponsors come and go one every 2 years.
Always, yeah.
I'm one of those guys that I want to keep 5-10 year deal. That's what I want.
That's what it's all about.
I don't want to be trying to, I'm going to this, going to that. Because truthfully, at the end of the day, it's all about family.
Mm-hmm.
You grow in a relationship with each one of the guys that you work for. And I think if you don't have that, it sees it in your team. So if you have a solid foundation of sponsors and the group behind you, it truthfully makes the team going to the races a good time. It still brings the family aspect into a professional sport.
It is.
So you ever see yourself moving to Wisconsin or those areas permanently?
No, it's too cold. So the hard part is we talked about it. It was for sure a conversation. The bad part is with me being a West Coast based team, the 2 teams I worked for, they're West Coast based as well. So we can't test back there in Wisconsin in the summer or in the winter. We can't do really anything besides prep the trucks and sit there and make them look pretty. It's hard to, from a business standpoint, it's hard to do. Our thing is when we're out here, come January 1st, we can test every 2 weeks. And I think that's what really separates us is we make the commitment to live here and there and focus on testing, driving. Because back there, when they go to the first race, they maybe have 3 weeks of test time because it's so cold and the trucks don't like it. So it's I think that's what we've talked about, but
that's how you sold yourself on the idea of having 2 places.
Yeah. Yeah. So
yeah, that's a cool deal, man. Wisconsin's incredible. You have a private lake right by, not private, but you have that lake right by you guys. You take the freaking boat out there.
Yep. So
I feel like there's a million lakes out there. It's so rad.
There is a million lakes.
Yeah.
But are there water moccasins though in those lakes?
I don't even know what that is.
Like a snake. A water
no,
snake.
No.
Okay, cool. Because that would be like a definitely
yeah.
a no.
So no, they don't.
They don't.
Hey,
yeah,
actually, so we went to one, the Connor Farm Lake. I think it's called Birch Lake, actually. So they own all the property around the lake, the Connors. And if you want to go on their lake, I believe you got to rent one of their boats and go on it.
Man.
So you can't just bring any Joe Blow boat out there.
Yeah.
You go out there, you look in the water, it's like crystal clear.
Wow.
It is hands down the prettiest lake, and like they're super picky about like which trees you trim and stuff. So like you don't see the houses from the lake. It's beautiful.
Really?
Yes, it is so rad. And like to get to the house, first time I went there, I had to go fix their boat because it was the first week I was in Wisconsin. So I was like, I want to go play a round of golf on a Sunday,
Yeah.
So I went and played some golf, and you know what that leads into.
Drinking
and
I'm not one of them.
So they called me by hole 18. It's like the first week I'm there, and they're like, hey, we're having a problem with our boat. Like, you want to come by and look at it? I'm like, well, I'm not a certified boat mechanic. I'm sure I could probably figure it out. And I go there, and I fix the starter for them, and that's all was wrong with it. And got one, replaced it, put it in on a Sunday, and they were just, after that, I was stoked. They realized
that is rad.
kind of people we are, and we're willing to, help anybody. And that's how Wisconsin is, It's not like California where you see somebody broke down on the side of the road, they just keep driving.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wisconsin.
Oh, no, Wisconsin.
You have like a stop at. You spend more time talking than you do fix the vehicle.
Of course you do. That's how it usually goes. Hey, you want a beer, by the way?
Yeah. I got a couple roadies in the truck.
Exactly. Good old Wisconsin. Dude, so if you had to give a 8-year-old Cole ideas or suggestions how to make it to where you are today, what would you give him? What's your best suggestion?
Just keep hustling.
Yeah.
Keep talking. 90% of the chances that you take, you won't get any of them if you don't try.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we've done from day one. Like, funny story is my first custom suit I ever had, because I always bought like the red Sparko or Simpson suits whenever I first started. And my first custom suit I had, I worked for it. I worked. It was a 3-week pay period, because I think they were like $2,000 at the time. So I worked for 3 weeks, and I was like, all right. So I was like, I finally kind of got enough money to go put a down payment on one. So I handed Cameron Anderson, the one that handed it to him. So I handed him cash. I was like, here, I want to go buy a suit. He's like, I don't think I've ever had an 8-year-old hand me cash for a suit. This is weird.
That's awesome.
So
man.
it's just, I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah, the motivation's been there since the beginning.
Just if you want it, go get it.
Yep. It's
Don't.
there.
No matter
That's
what.
it.
It's there. So
Insane. Well, dude, Lucas Oil lost a great person this week, and we grew up with the big red cowboy hat, Kazo. We all know it's Kazo. He turned into the big red cowboy hat, and he made his personality to who he is today.
Yep.
And dude, he actually changed his Instagram to Smile Maker, man, Greg Smile Maker, because that's what he did.
Yeah.
He was an amazing person, dude, and dude, what was some of your favorite memories with Greg, dude? Because he was just an amazing person.
Man, it was. I was lucky enough to actually talk to him a couple times this year. I'm glad I didn't ghost him and didn't talk to him ever since Lucas Oil left. So that's one good thing I look forward to. But truthfully, it was going to all the children's hospitals with him that he always arranged. He made it a point to make it happen, and just go there with him and put smiles on kids' faces. We even made it a point. It wasn't even a race weekend. We came up, I think it was somewhere around Christmas time, to Loma Linda.
Wow.
And we brought a bunch of toys, filled up the whole back of the truck with toys, and drove up there. I think it was me, Pavorty, Mason Conlin. It was a bunch of us boys at that time that went with Kazo. And man, just going in there. It's rough going in some of those children's hospitals. I give their parents a lot of props. That's something
to deal with that, man.
To deal with that's tough, and to just go there and even see the parents smile, and to know the rough times they're going through. So if you put a smile on their face and their kid's face, truthfully, that's what Kazo was really all about, and it was cool to take the time out of our time to go and do that.
Make me tear up over here.
Yeah, it was sad. It was sad.
Dude, he was the life of the party, man. Every Lucas Oil race, he was the hype man, the ultimate hype man. But dude, it doesn't matter. Like, he was always there, and he'd always give you the big-ass hug. Like,
Yep.
I think that's one to miss most of him. Like, dude, I would see him maybe once a year, twice a year, whether that's SEMO or a NHR race or whatever. Now, before I'd see him every other weekend for Lucas, but he would text me, dude, randomly.
Yep.
Yo, Lambo, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, he was just that guy.
Yep.
Which is insane. He moved to Indy. I remember when he was moving to Indy. He was like, moving to Indy, dude. He's like, dude, just straight packed all of his stuff in his truck and moved out there for Lucas because he was diehard Lucas Oil, man.
Yeah, and you know what? He loved his job. And
he loved his job.
And you don't see very many people as excited and gung-ho as what he was to do what he did.
Yep.
And every race weekend, he made it a point to pretty much, I would think, stop by every pit. 'Cause I don't think there was ever a race that he didn't come by and talk for 20, 30 minutes or so, you know. It was cool. It's
hard to find people like that.
Yeah, he's one of a kind.
Yeah.
For what he does, he's one of a kind person. He's just a rad dude. We lost a legend.
We lost a legend for sure, man. Seeing everyone's post about him, we were all talking, dude. It was crazy to see everyone.
So,
no, pretty incredible. Is that FedEx? Nice. Hey, Walker. Thank you. He just zoned out heading over there, so I didn't even see it. But,
I know you could about break into this place.
I know, right? He would.
He's got headsets on. He doesn't even hear anybody walk in.
No.
But yeah, I know. Like, we guys were saying, like, he's pretty much I never got to meet him because I wasn't involved with Lucas like that. But from the outsider looking in, he really was like the personality of all the racers and the whole series itself. Like he was just that personality that if you want to be like, what is Lucas Oil about? You would show him.
Yeah.
This is what it's about from all angles that he covers.
Dude, everything. He wanted I remember when he first started the Big Red Cowboy Hat, they were at NHRA, and you know how they have the rodeo clowns, and they're like the life of the party, like entertaining everybody in between everything. Like he was that, and that's what he strived to be. And like, dude, he turned
NHRA.
No, not NHRA. Sorry, NFR. sorry, NFR or PBR, NFR, PBR, or whatever. The rodeo clowns. But dude, it was just like he wanted to be that guy, the hype guy, and he turned himself into his own thing. He was much more than that. So
we lost a good person for everybody.
I know. It's insane. But plans, dude, what's up? What's coming up with the next year? And I know Champ already put the schedule out, so it's a kind of back-to-back.
Yeah, no, it makes it tight. You know, you got to prep 3 trucks in between 9 days.
Oh, my gosh,
it's,
man.
In between 9 days?
Yeah, it's 9 days.
In between each round.
And there's like a 3-race period, so there's like 3 races back to back to back. Every time we prep, we only have like 9 days, 9 or 10 days. And it makes it tough, you know. But
plus traveling.
But yeah, plus traveling.
As long as you have all the spare parts and stuff, then it's just swapping parts. But
and that's what you'll do now, right? You'll kind of get all your spares ready now.
Yeah. So like we'll go back there with pretty much 3 trucks in the trailer minus a chassis.
Wow.
So as long as we don't hurt chassis, we're in pretty good shape.
Yeah. You have all the extra A-arms and extra everything else.
We'll have all spare 2 sets of lower A-arms, 2 sets of spindles,
cool.
The spare rear end housing, like radiators, coolers, gearboxes. Like we go back there prepared that like hopefully we don't got to buy anything all year.
Yeah.
But it still never ends up that way. But we got to go back there with that mentality. If not, it makes it tough, you know. I'm super stoked to be going to Mid-America.
New track, man. It's so awesome. And Mid-America's awesome.
Yep. So, have you ever been there?
No, I haven't.
So
it's in Oklahoma, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So, I'm pretty stoked. You know, the owners of the track seem pretty stoked. And by their UTV track, it looks like it's going to be pretty rowdy. So, and that's kind of.
When you say rowdy, what do you mean?
Oh, big jumps.
Okay.
Good, man. They need that again. Because I feel like there's no big jumps for Champ Offroad right now.
No, there's not. And that's what sucks. I think that's what. Like, Crandon's really cool and all, but, man, it's kind of turning like a super speedway type deal. It's who's got the biggest motor.
Really, yeah.
There should be tracks where you've got to check up and land on the landing.
Yes.
And if you don't, you land into the front of the other one.
Yes. ERX is actually a really rad track. I like that one.
Yeah, ERX is awesome.
Because you got to check up.
There's a lot of elevation stuff, too.
You can't hit everything flat-footed, but, man, like, I would die to have like a Lake Elsinore back east, you know, just big jumps, big doubles.
Well,
like,
why can't they just go to Lucas Oil Track, man? That
track
is so rad up in.
I know. I would love to go to
was
Wheatland.
it Missouri?
Yep,
Wheatland,
Missouri. And we're talking about possibly when we go back there just to go stop back there and test. Because supposedly the track's ready all the time.
Well, let's go film if you do it.
Yeah. So, because that's like a bucket list track in a Pro 4 for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And man, truthfully, I want the big sketchy step ups. I want the sketchy doubles. Like I want, I want something that like the guys got to pucker up and go for it. You know, separate the men from the boys. And I want tracks like that. And I think Kyle is the one guy that really pursues that too, you know?
Yeah.
Like if there's something cool on the track, like if we could try tripling it, they shave it down to where we can't. And it's like, golly, guys, like, I want to keep it sketchy, you know? I'm like, I get we're putting our own equipment at risk, but that's part of the show. Like,
but that's it, man. That's racing. That's short course off racing.
Yep.
And that's what you've grown up doing too.
Yep.
You've grown up at the sketchy tracks.
Oh,
know?
yeah.
It's like, come on, give us one sketchy track now.
Yep. Like, did you go to Mexico the first year?
Oh, dude, insane.
That was rowdy.
Oh, my God.
I was one of the victims of the doubles, and it was still rad.
Ryan beat wadded really hard.
Yep.
You wadded hard. DeBerti wadded really hard.
Yep.
That was insane. That was a
Wow.
crazy year.
Yep, that was
Those doubles over, and they're like sand doubles too.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
there's no rhythm on them.
Well, the problem is you got to commit like the turn before. So like once you're there, you can't really back out of it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm not gonna make it. You're like,
You
just
go-
hold her wide, bud.
Just hope for the best, man.
So,
that was insane.
but I think we should go back to that. You know,
Yeah.
Elsinore the first year, or like Chandler, whenever we had the big sketchy step up.
Yeah.
like, going into the split lane, that was cool. So hopefully they get back to that in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see, just so that way we could on championship weekend especially we could separate.
that's
the
right,
men
because it's
from
gonna be the
boys.
last weekend.
Oh yeah.
So do you know why they separated? Because championship weekend used to be at Crandon.
Yep.
And now it's gonna be at damn, what's the name of the track?
Mid America.
Thank you, Mid America.
So
thank you.
I'm kind of stoked on it, you know, because the people that have like won the points championships,
Yeah.
that's cool on Saturday, but then all the hype goes to Sunday.
Yeah.
So like the guys that worked all season,
So
you know,
at Crandon, it goes to Sunday because
Yes.
Sunday's a Red Bull Cup day.
Yes.
Like, yeah. I
so
get
that way it's world champion come Crandon,
Yep.
and then points champion come Mid America.
Isn't it like what 3 weeks later?
Yeah,
Cool.
we
3 weeks
actually
later,
we have time to prep.
So you actually you're
Yeah.
gonna need it because because Crandon Cup is gnarly.
I guess
for sure.
nobody still is gonna let up. Everybody's like, oh, everybody's gonna be easier on their. That's what.
No, they're
that's what's
not.
funny is like you see people's social media posts and they're like, oh, well, people are gonna be easier on their trucks come Crandon. I was like,
Why would
the
they
one
say that?
the one guy that's gonna be easier on their trucks, the guy that's not gonna win.
Exactly.
Obviously.
Yeah. They're
So
not gonna let up.
everybody's still gonna be full send.
Doesn't
That's-
matter. Crandon's
that's-
still
That's
Crandon.
what we do every weekend.
It's
Like,
a race.
Nobody lets up.
It's a
How many
race.
sandbags in a race.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to win.
So
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
wanted to cure that bluff because I saw, people aren't going to be sending it in Crandon.
No.
I'm like, oh, I
Lies.
guarantee you I will still be sending that thing in Crandon.
There's guarantee that, man.
So,
Insane, man. Well, it's been cool to see Pro 4 grow again,
yep.
especially with you in it. It's
Yep.
pretty incredible. Actually, all the classes are still growing.
Yep. So they are. You know, it's cool to. That's what a bunch of people ask me. They're like, do you wish that you stayed in Pro Light one more year and built your Pro 4? I was like, yes and no. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
you know, we wouldn't have had the learning experience that we had if I
True.
didn't make the jump so quick.
Yep.
And I felt Trey Gibbs, you know, coming through, and I knew we were going to be helping him. I think before he knew it. And I saw his driving ability, and I was like, all right. I'm like,
Kid's good, man.
Trey drives exactly like me, you know,
Yeah.
on the edge, like rotates early. We
Yeah.
drive super identical. And I was like, all right. I'm like, I think it's time to leave. You know, I don't want to compete against my own truck.
Yeah.
This kind of
Yeah.
sucks. And so that's where I decided. I talked to Troy, and he's like, well, go Pro 2, and we can have 3 sets of parts for everything, and it'll make it easier for both of us.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, but what's the joy of that?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, Troy, I'm like, you ruined me by letting me drive your Pro 4 when you were sick.
that was it, man.
And I was like, this is 100% your fault. You can't blame any of this.
It's not exactly. It's Troy's fault.
Because I wasn't even supposed to drive it that weekend. So
And that was at Crandon, right?
Yeah.
That was your first time driving it.
Yep. Yeah, he got in a wreck 2 weeks before at Wheatland. He
Yeah.
got taken out, and he got a really, really bad concussion. So he's like, I still want to go to Crandon because we already had the spots. And
Yeah,
everything
you're already
paid
ready for it. Yeah.
He's like, I still want to go to Crandon. I was like, well, you still got that Pro 4 back at home at the shop? And I had never seen the Pro 4.
Oh
I
my
never worked
God.
on it. And he's like, yeah. I was like, well, send your driver home in the motorhome with the flatbed, drop the Pro 2 off at my shop so we can start working on it. And send him to Simi Valley, pick up the Pro 4 and whatever's torn off of it and bring it to Wisconsin.
Oh, my
so
God.
Wow.
came to Wisconsin. I had no idea who was driving it because he wouldn't tell me.
Yeah.
So we got it prepped in like 4 days. We had all new CVs, new axles. Like didn't have a gearbox in it. Motor hasn't been
Ready
ran
to
in a
go.
year. Like it was some work.
Yeah.
It went through a rainstorm, bare chassis. It was completely rusted.
Oh,
My God, it was a
no.
nightmare. And so finally it comes. I think it was Wednesday night before Thursday before practice. I asked Troy. I'm like, all right, so who's driving it? He's like, oh, I didn't tell you. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, you're driving it. I was like, Troy, really? I was like, I've never drove one. He's like, I don't care. He's like, get in
He's
it.
like, you will now.
You are now.
So
Best way to learn.
it was interesting.
Oh my God.
Went out, broke a CV in the first practice, didn't get to practice, broke in turn 1. I put the CVs in backwards. There's like a plunging and a non-plunging axle.
Oops.
So I put the plunging on the wheel side and broke the CV right away.
That was a good way to learn, right?
Yeah, I learned. And went out qualifying, got last. And I was like, all right, that's cool. You know,
That's cool.
started last in the main event. I started figuring it out by like lap 2 or 3, and I was like, man, this is fun. Well, my dad looked at the lap times on his phone when he was spotting. He's like, well, you're second off the leaders. And I was
Wow.
like, all right, game on, let's go.
Yeah,
I was like, I could catch it. So we drove, I think it was like the biggest field because the 50th anniversary, I believe.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And there was 18 trucks. So we drove from 18th to 4th,
Wow.
first race, and then I was horrible at my starts. Like, I didn't know what I was doing.
Didn't have it
down. I didn't have it down. Never practiced.
Well, and it's such a you're so stressed on a start. Too.
Oh,
Like, you
yeah.
have so much going through your head.
Let alone you're in a
and
new
you're
truck.
and you're overthinking everything.
Oh, yeah.
But then as soon as the green flag goes, it all goes
Yeah.
away. You're
Oh,
there,
yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, and I was laughing at myself. Like, I'll be completely honest. I started 4th. I fell back to like 9th off the start. I sucked. And I was laughing going to turn 1. I was like, man, I can't believe I sucked that bad on my start. And we started picking them off. And, heck, we ended up 3rd in the World Cup. And then I was like, all right, that's cool. And we went into the World Championship, Pro 2 versus Pro 4. I've never experienced – like, I always watched it. But you don't realize in a Pro 4 until you start catching Pro 2s how sketchy it is. Because, like, you're going into a corner and you're not hitting the brakes, and they are. So you're coming in 20 miles an hour faster. So it's you got to predict it, and it gets a little hairy.
So, for people that are listening, the Cup race, the Red Bull Cup race, Pro 2 start.
Yep.
And then they judge it by times, and it's like 20 seconds later, Pro 4 start.
Yep.
And the Pro 4s have to chase down the Pro 2s.
Yes.
Which is insane. And as soon as they start picking them off one by one,
Yep.
it comes down to like the last lap.
Yep.
And the top 3 Pro 4s, and usually the top 1 or 2, 3 Pro 2s are still up there. And that finish is usually really, really tight between Pro 2s and Pro 4s.
Yeah, well, Ryan Beat wasn't too happy with me on that one.
That's all right.
So we went into the last corner on the last lap, and I knew I was in 4th. So my dad's like, my dad going the last lap. All right, you're in 4th, but if you send that thing this last lap, I think you could catch 3rd. So I was like, all right, dude, I hit everything wide open.
Just go
I was
for it.
bottoming the truck out everywhere. I was like, all right, all records are checked.
Yeah, but that's the
We go into the
Cup race,
finish line
man.
corner, and I rotate, and Ryan's like trying to really hug the bottom. I'm like, see ya. And I door him out of the way. and we got 3rd. He came up to Troy at the end of the night. He's like, man, you're going to let Cole drive your truck like that? He's like, I told Cole to total that thing if you don't win. So, yeah. So, it was just cool. He told me not to worry about anything. He's like, consider this thing as a rental car with an insurance policy. I was
Go
like,
for it.
Game on, bud.
That's everything you want to hear as a driver,
Yes,
right?
100%.
Everything. Not your truck.
So-
It's a rental car.
Yeah.
And let's go smash this thing.
And then
That's why you did so well, though.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I wasn't paying the bill.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you did so well. Yeah, but it doesn't matter who's racing that race. It doesn't matter because everyone's sending it like that.
Oh,
dude,
for sure.
that
It's
race. It's the
rowdy.
last race of the year. It doesn't matter. You have 8
Yeah,
months
so-
to fix it and then
Yeah.
do it again.
Yeah,
So
no, we do every year.
yeah, it's insane, man.
So do you think a Pro 4 with some aggressive mud tires could be like, an RC car and come in on a boat ramp and actually hydroplane on a lake?
I don't know. That'd be pretty expensive to try, but yeah, possibly. If you
Have
hit
enough,
it would all depend on like the angle you approach the water at.
As long as you get the...
Yeah, I think if you're somewhere like the sand dunes, I don't know where they're at, where it has like the pond in the middle. It's
Yeah,
flat.
yeah.
I think if you do a place like that, yeah, for sure. But I don't
It'd
know.
be insane.
Yeah, that'd be pretty rowdy.
Yeah. There
I think
could be a
Prashant would
video.
try it.
So if anybody wants to sponsor a big budget video, let me know. We'll make it happen.
Let's go skip a lake in Wisconsin.
We're going to need motor sponsors, electrical sponsors, everything.
Another thing, yeah. James Lynn, we need to get a new harness for us.
I don't want to call him if it sunk.
Yeah, exactly.
But you would think that with the wheel speed, because wheel speed obviously is everything, when there's
Yep.
certainly enough wheel speed. To,
Oh, for sure.
Dude,
It's
I feel
violent.
Well, did you watch Pashana's new Gymkhana?
Yes.
He skimmed that lake. He skimmed that pond.
yep.
It wasn't
I
a
haven't
huge
seen
pond.
it yet.
Yeah.
We'll pull it up and we'll watch it.
Yeah, that's pretty rowdy. So
It was rowdy, man.
it was a cool video.
They did
I
a
think you
great
could do
job
it,
on
though.
it.
It'll be close. Depends how long the lake.
I mean, you see those Traxxas. I mean, obviously the power to rate ratio and those things is out of control.
Oh yeah,
Like one
ridiculous.
of those X Maxes or something with
Yeah.
8 cells. But yeah, I think it would just be. I'm just curious. I go I always felt like you could do
Kind of like how
crazy.
Travis did it in his video. For sure, we could probably do something like that at the speed.
Well, it's so loud.
Was it, oh, is it the video?
Yeah, let me pull it up here.
You actually put it up behind us?
Yes.
Oh, we're getting fancy.
We're getting fancy. So let's watch this thing, dude. I want Sean's first reactions here. I think they did an awesome job on it, man. It's just like it's so fun and next level. I think they did a really good job on it. It's definitely one
So
of
is
my
that
favorites.
Long Beach?
No, they're in Palm Beach
Oh, okay. Wow.
in Florida.
That thing's so rad.
Dude, the car is
what
sick.
yeah.
It's a Subaru. It's a family
the
wagon.
wings.
Oh, dude, it has all aero on it. Dude, it sounds so good, too. And they have so many rad guests that come on. Guest appearances.
It's for sure thought out outside the box.
Oh, dude, for sure.
is
Everything they
rad.
do is just next level. Watch this starting right here. We're out. He straight grinds this.
Sick.
Unreal. Who'd have thought?
Travis.
Dude, that makes Travis,
Yeah.
exactly. His wife. His wife's like, you should grind your
They're probably
your next
messing around
car.
with skateboards. It'd be cool if we could do this with a car.
Exactly. Well, his wife's a professional skater.
Oh, you're exactly,
Yeah.
huh?
Like, I want to do this in a Pro 4.
Dude, that's what I'm saying, man. We need to do it in the Pro 4 for sure.
So just the undertaking to do this is wild.
Yeah.
Of course. The Sea-Doo.
I know, right?
Why not? Like, what else would you want to do donuts around?
Yeah, it's insane.
I mean, they have hard hats on a Sea-Doo. Like, everything about that is random and awesome.
Yeah.
I can only imagine the insurance policies on this video.
Right? Dude, insane, man.
I mean, can you even get it insured?
It's so insane. I mean, yeah, they're insured for sure.
Because
have to be.
isn't when you did the first
get
base
permits?
jump, the parachute didn't come
dude.
out? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Bad News Bears.
That's how the whole video started.
Yeah.
Was him doing the base jump and he it came out, but he's hit the ground really hard.
Yeah.
So
How much power do you think that car makes?
I don't know. It makes a lot.
It's probably super light.
Oh, I'm sure it's super light.
Because it
With
looks
a
like
lot
it
of
lo-
horsepower?
looks like it moves around a lot.
Dude, it's got to be 1,000 horsepower with putting
Oh,
it out
for
there.
sure.
So here goes
Just
the
'cause
monster
it's-
truck.
I
I mean,
bet
monster truck.
Dude, it's son of the digger, man.
I mean, those monster trucks are probably one of the most awesome toys out there. You can
Yeah.
have.
Oh, 100%.
And then now that they've taken it this far, could do shit
Insane.
like that. He just popped up and did a nose manual. I can't even do that on a
Dude,
skateboard.
they could do so much with those monster trucks now. It's so dope. Dude, the shots from this thing are so good.
Because you're all geeking
Yeah.
out on the shots.
I know I am.
But
But look at the arrow, dude. The arrow's so rad. It's so nutty.
Bro,
So
that
rad.
is so cool right there.
It's insane.
No
and then
way, look at
Cletus
this.
McFarlane,
Yeah, because heaven forbid he gets the jump start.
right? Well, but isn't Travis Pastrana? Cletus, that thing's a beast too.
That thing's rad.
Look, he has no traction here. He just straight burns his tires all the way out. It's so nice. So he pulled on him because he got all-wheel drive, so he pulled on him. But watch this.
Yeah.
As soon as he throws it around this corner, you'll see Cletus fly by him. It's the raddest GoPro shot. Watch him. You're out. Coming there.
Shit.
Parachutes
Watch,
out.
he's pulling the parachutes out. It was so rad, man.
That is a rad shot.
It was a cool shot.
'Cause that really gave perspective of how fast that car is going.
he was moving. I mean, Pastrana was
Smoking
moving
the
too.
tires, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Somehow has a little bit of traction. Oh, centimeters. I'm telling you, the Pro 4 could do this all
Yes,
day,
I
man.
think so.
The Pro 4 could for sure do this
I don't
all
know if
day.
he planned on hitting that curve right there.
Dude,
but
that's what's so rad. He's so rowdy with his driving.
Yep.
I think it makes it even that much cooler.
Dude, I think he just wings half of it.
Oh,
He
yeah,
has
dude.
to.
you
have
have
to.
to. I
You
think,
have to.
right? Like how? I mean,
Because there ain't no way he's coming into it like timid. He's going to that thing wide open. He's
Yeah,
like,
we're just
if
gonna
I ball it up into the wall, it's
just
all
gonna
right.
go for it.
I mean that's a pretty rad perspective. I mean the jet's got to
That
go a
is.
specific amount of speed.
Dude,
to
it
stay
said
up
160 miles an hour on his dash.
There. No,
There was a
way.
GoPro shot back there that said 160 miles an hour. Oh, yeah, 163, 164,
shit.
165. That's nutty.
That's fast. I mean,
Very fast.
how fast have you driven before?
114 maybe? 120?
How about you?
I did 145.
Oh
my
my
sister's
God.
Infinity.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That is gnarly. That's what I love about Pastrana, dude.
Wow.
So like Ken Block is very technical when he drives and very precise. Travis just
Just wings it.
Watch, another one?
Watch. That was so big.
See, like, these cars don't have a whole bunch of power. It's not like a big trophy truck. Or, I mean, a
It
whole
doesn't
bunch
have
of
suspension. No, it doesn't, dude. He's like, oh, ow, ow, oh.
Right.
Yeah, he's like,
Just going for it.
I mean, it's so rad that he's brought rally cross, like, and rally to the States, because it's never
No,
big in
it
the
is cool,
States.
man.
And that's so bitch that heat. No, they got the big mud trucks.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
Dude, watch, he's crab crawling, man. So insane. That's definitely a Florida thing right
doing
there.
a
Yeah.
figure 8 around them all.
Look how close he's getting too.
He's close. He's almost got that front underneath his rear and the back. So rad. Look, that's a skin right there.
Yep.
Look at Mark Gomez doing flips. So sick.
Dude, that had to be such a violent hit. In the
Oh, for
cab.
sure,
you
dude.
imagine?
Look, it like almost stops him. Like, yeah.
And it literally just crashes out.
Yeah, he just sends it though. Just keeps going.
That's like RC car shit. You do stuff with your RC
Yeah.
car.
That's
Oh, yeah.
exactly RC car
I
stuff.
wish it would show the in cab of his head.
I want.
motion
I
going
know.
forward.
That's probably why they did it though. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm sure it was violent.
Oh. This is where he's like, oh, shit, I blew the turn. I need that breather.
Yeah, exactly. I need to calm down for a second here. Man, they did such a good job on this thing. It's so rad. Good old Florida.
I think in a Pro 4 would be rad.
Oh,
Just-
dude.
That's how much. Imagine how much fun that would be right there. Just hauling ass and just doing it.
And, and a helicopter buzzes over the top of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, so rad.
That's I need a cutting brake in the Pro 4. It's going in.
Dude, throw it in. It's pretty gangster. He's doing donuts in the helicopter, too, next to him.
Right? And the helicopter's low enough to where I can like actually hit him.
Yeah.
Right.
That's insane. Just to give a thumbs up.
Oh, my gosh.
I love it just blowing
Dude,
the
that's a
smoke away from him,
rad
too.
helicopter pilot, though.
Oh, yeah, for
to circle
sure.
around like that?
Oh,
that's
yeah.
impressive.
At 4 feet elevation?
Do you think he's on the same set of tires?
No.
No way. He blew. Oh, this is shot over multiple days, so it just changing tires all the time. Like that whole scene right there was its own tires for sure.
Oh, wait,
Yeah, look how clean they are. Like white sidewalls, like perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what is he going to do now? Or is this the end?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like,
I think
he's
it's
gonna
a used car sale thing, but yeah, man, it was they did a great job on that.
Wow. Wait, hold on. Let's see. 372,000
Yep, likes.
likes. 10 million views.
10 million
in
views, 8 days.
8 days ago.
Yeah. Wow. 10 million views, 8 days. Not too bad, right?
No.
Not too
Look
bad
at
marketing.
That one with 56 million when he
Yeah.
jumped over the boat.
Uh-huh.
People just want to be entertained, man.
That's
You
all
just
it
got to
is,
get out there,
dude.
go entertain
I
them.
know.
That's all it is, dude. Just entertaining.
All right,
Yeah.
dude. Pro 4 on the lake. Let's
Yep.
do this.
Let's
Let's
get it, dude.
in the house. Like,
Yep.
Let's do it.
get it,
tell
man.
Falcon you need some custom tires with kind of paddles, but
Yeah,
not
a
paddles.
little bit of paddle on there.
Yeah, right? Help pull me along.
Right, you need
Exactly.
Scuba Steve to get in there too, just in case.
Yeah, exactly. Put an oxygen tank in there for you.
Yep.
He had an oxygen tank on his.
Did he?
Yeah.
Really?
So when he jumped the bridge, yeah, he had a little oxygen tank there
Well, I mean,
inside.
you definitely
Yeah.
want to plan for the worst case.
No, for
scenario.
sure, dude. And they
Yeah.
had safety guys on the water and all that too. But pretty
Oh,
insane,
yeah.
man.
It's like maybe just short shift or it stalled out, and then
That's what I'm saying. Oh yeah, you're
Uh-oh.
in the water. You land on the helicopter because there's a helicopter in the middle of that.
Yeah.
So insane.
Well, yeah, what kind of safety measures they have for that?
I don't know how they do it. It's insane though.
That's rowdy.
Rowdy.
Ugh.
But dude, Cole, thank you for coming on, man. This has been
Yeah, thanks.
awesome.
Thank you guys for the invite.
No,
It's
thanks
rad to
for-
come up all the way up here.
I know your 3-hour drive. You're a beast, dude.
So it's Christmas time coming up. What did you ask for? What is Santa bringing you? What did you ask for Santa?
Yeah, what you?
I didn't ask Santa for anything. That's what my Pro 4 done. I'm the only one that can deliver that one.
That was the only thing on your list. Santa can't help with that. But maybe
nope.
Santa will help with other things.
Yep. So, no, I haven't. Sure, I'm pretty easy going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same, dude.
Like, what are your parents going to get? Like some tube socks or some
my
Hanes underwear?
My parents probably aren't getting me anything. They're probably like, oh, we flew to all your races this last year. You're not getting anything.
That's all you get.
They're like,
we came up to your races.
we're going to give you the privilege of coming to the house that you have to come to on Christmas Eve. And
Cookie dinner.
Cookie dinner. They're like, you know that shop you work out of 6 months out of the year? Yeah, we're not getting you anything.
They're like, Merry Christmas.
That's your present right there.
Yep.
Hey, that's a fair present. I'll take that.
Hey, it's great. Let me tell you. Rinse nothing, so it's awesome.
Wait, so if Santa could bring you any automotive or any motorized vehicle this year, what would it be?
Oh, that video that we just saw. I want that thing.
That car?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
It's
that's
a
rad.
Guru wagon.
Family huckster, dude.
Because you could probably go, I mean, dude, you could rip the dunes, you could rip the street, you could rip everything
so
with
much
that.
so
thing.
rad. That'd be fun. My neighbor would hate me.
I'll tell you what, the prices just went up so much on those cars right now. You probably can't even find them now.
No.
You gotta get the, you have to get the, shit, what was the other one? What was the other big wagons back in the day? They're, I've totally drawn a damn blank on it. I totally had it.
You had it in your,
It's not Subaru. Is it the Volkswagen?
The Volkswagen had them.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the backwards seat in the back.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, dude, those were epic, man.
Rad.
Yeah, that's still not as cool. Come on, Subaru all the way.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I did watch a really funny Subaru video. Like the guy's like kind of mocking Subarus and what it is.
Yeah.
You almost have to pull it up. Too.
I think I
It's
have
so
seen it
hilarious.
actually. I think I have seen it.
Send it to my friends.
That's
They
send
find
it,
it funny.
send it to me and I'll cue it for next time for the next for our next guest. As long as they're not like a Subaru fan or something.
Well, bitchy guys.
All right, man. That's a wrap. Thank you, Cole. Oh yeah, you guys
you.
follow Cole along Instagram, Cole Mamer. Right? It's just Cole Mamer.
Yep, just Cole Mamer.
Just Cole Mamer. He has a YouTube channel. Finally, he had one back in the day. But it's got all mod cars. So we just updated this year. We got him some more videos on there. We'll keep trying to update next year with more videos. We need some more sponsors to come on board though. So let's get this going.
Wait, are you working for him?
Yeah, I'm pumping you, dude. I'm pumping Cole Mamer right now. Pumping Cole Mamer. But yeah, that's it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Whoa! Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got 'em picking up the pieces.